So, for the most part, the American people are good people. There's supposedly about 340 million of us. And on any given day, 1,000 cause some chaos or a couple thousand, and they can cause great damage. We saw that in 2020. But the majority of all people, I should say, are good people. I tell you this because I'm worried about an incoming false flag of grand proportion. And I wasn't before. But we need a little context. So, before, when World War I was happening in Europe, and you can go find this if you don't know it. If you're on my channel, you probably already know this. But about 70% of the American people said, not our war. We just fought the Indian Wars. We fought the Spanish War. We had the War of 1812 100 years ago. We don't have any business over there. And then the Lusitania allegedly sank, or was sank, by Germany, and off the troops went. So you fast forward 30 years-ish, and Europe was having another war, set up by the first war. Different video, long story, but the American people again said, no, we really don't want this. And lo and behold, Pearl Harbor happened. Provable history. They knew it was going to happen. They moved out the destroyers, and bam, we're going to war. So I've been keeping an eye on this Russia-Ukraine thing for a year. And this little recent bit by Tucker Carlson on Fox News just tripped it in my brain that the American people don't want a war with Russia. They know better. They're not stupid. They know we're nearly broke, and we've sent so much to Ukraine to get destroyed already that if there were ever going to be a false flag to get us into war again, notwithstanding 9/11 and all that nonsense, it's coming soon. So I don't know what you do to prevent that other than have your personal preparedness stuff ready. Some water, some food, some fuel, maybe some, it won't be an internal war, but if they devastate part of a city and you're nearby, you're going to need some supplies. So if you can have any cash on hand, if you can have any metals on hand, if you can have food and water, basics, medicine if you're on prescriptions, things for your children, games to play with, besides the smartphones, and so forth, it might not be a bad idea, because it seems to be setting up again. They say history doesn't really repeat, but it rhymes. Well, it seems like it's rhyming now. So take a look at this clip, and thanks for watching.
Almost no matter who it is, will oppose an open-ended commitment to fund the war in Ukraine in order to fight Russia forever. Now, their position is in fact fully in line with the overwhelming majority of conservative voters, the ones who choose the Republican nominee. But those voters have been utterly disenfranchised for the past year as Lindsey Graham and the Atlantic magazine and the ghost of Ronald Reagan have been permitted to speak for them in bad faith. But it's not just conservative voters who don't want war with Russia, it's the majority of all voters. And now there are people running for office, in fact, the most powerful office, who agree with voters, as in a democracy. So for the War Party in Washington, this is a flat-out disaster. Oh, the people don't want it. We just spent 2 years lecturing you about democracy, but the bulk of the population and the people they're about to run against Joe Biden oppose it. How can you defend democracy and push a war that the population doesn't want? Oh, you can't. So they're panicking.